Washington, D.C., home to cherry blossoms, historic monuments, and now the latest season of America's longest running political reality show, Who's Running This Town Anyway? And spoiler alert, right now, it's not the mayor. This week, President Trump declared a public safety emergency in Washington, D.C., which sounds dramatic, like the kind of thing you say when there's a zombie apocalypse or a meteor headed right for the Washington Monument. Instead, crime is actually down 26% from last year and at a 30-year low. It's like calling the fire department because your toast is a little burnt and they decide to bulldoze your entire kitchen just to be safe. Here's how this happened. Trump used Section 740 of the DC Home Rule Act, which in plain English, that's the president's big shiny override button that lets him take over DC's police for 30 days if there's a crisis. It's been used so rarely, most people don't even know it exists. Sort of like your car's ashtray or my hairline. The law was meant for actual emergencies, but apparently now it's also for when the president doesn't like your potholes or your mayor's attitude. The official line is that DC is drowning in crime, bloodshed, and bedlam, which, if true, would sound terrifying. But if you look closer, you realize it's the same level of bedlam that we see every day in most American cities. You know, the kind where Karen at the HOA meeting is more dangerous than the local crime rate. So we have to ask ourselves, why is he doing this? Well, maybe it's about a couple of things. For example, looking tough on crime for the base, undermining a Democratic mayor, testing the idea of taking over the other party's cities, controlling protests before they happen, or, and I'm just spitballing here, distracting from literally everything else that's happening right now. So here's the real issue. If we normalize this kind of federal power grab, it doesn't matter who you vote for. The president, any president, can step in and run your city. Today it's Trump in DC. Tomorrow it could be a Democrat in Amarillo, Texas, declaring an emergency because the barbecue is too smoky. This is the perfect example of the people being divided by design. Leaders, again, use fear. You're unsafe, your streets are chaos, to make us cheer when they grab more power. And we go along with it because it feels like they're fixing a problem until they use it on us. So here's the thing. When someone tells you they're taking away your autonomy for your own safety, check the receipts. If the data doesn't match the drama, you're not looking at leadership, you're looking at optics. And the more we accept it when our side does it, the less we'll be able to stop it when the other side does it. Because power grabs are like karaoke. Once someone starts, everyone thinks they can do it. And before you know it, we're all trapped listening to Sweet Caroline for the 5th time that night. So ask questions, check the numbers, and don't cheer for power grabs just because it's your team. I'm Brad Gertzen, and this is Divided by Design. Until next week.